Our verse today is Hebrews chapter 5, verse 7. In the days of his flesh, Jesus offered up prayers and supplications with loud cries and tears to him who was able to save him from death, and he was heard because of his reverence. The letter to the Hebrews offers us some aspects of the life of Jesus worth reflecting on. In our verse, the author tells us about the suffering of Jesus in relation to his humanity. Entais hemeras tes sarkos autou, in the days of his flesh, is a reference to the sacred humanity of Jesus. Sometimes we often forget that Jesus was fully human and fully divine. As a human being, he lived like us in all things. He humanly went through pain and suffering. This verse gives us a window into the amount of pain that Jesus went through during his passion. He offered up prayers and supplications. He prayed like us, calling on God his Father. Remember those words he offered in the agony in the garden. Father, if it is your will, let this cup pass by. Matthew 26:39 or Mark 14:36. The Gospel of Luke tells us that his sweat became like drops of blood. Luke 22:44. That was the extent of his pain and agony. Jesus cried with loud cries and tears. Remember his cry on the cross, my God, why have you forsaken me? He was using the words of Psalm 22 verse 1. Look at Matthew 27:46, Mark 15:34. Or the loud cry before he gave up his spirit. Matthew 27:50, Mark 15:37, or Luke 23:46. He was crying to his Father. The same Father could have saved him from going through the pain and the cross. Yet Jesus wanted to identify with us in all things, in our pain and suffering, and to show us how to resign to the will of God in our deepest pain. Hence, God did not save him from death. As St. Peter tells us, Christ has given us an example that we might follow in his steps. 1 Peter chapter 2 verse 21. The most remarkable example was his obedience to his Father in the face of pain. Philippians 2 verse 8. Our verse ends by saying that he was heard because of his reverence. In other words, God the Father heard the prayer and cry of Jesus. That is strange. If God heard his prayer, why did he die on the cross? That is precisely the way God answered his prayer. His Father wanted him to go through the way of the cross. That is a big lesson for us today. When we go through pain, difficulties, and challenges, let us cry out to God like Jesus. However, sometimes God may want us to go through some experiences to teach us, and through us to teach others. But ultimately, it is always going to bring glory to the name of God at the end of the day. The suffering and death of Jesus did not end in sadness. The resurrection had the final word. Lord, give us the grace to put up with sufferings and the hope that there is always glorification at the end of the passion and pain which we undergo. Amen. God bless you and have a lovely day.